Martin, are you going to start introducing me, or do I just start at 8? What's Martin? I can read your message. Okay, it's 8 o'clock now, so shall I start or? Okay. What's everyone? Lovely to meet you again. This is my second time at Karate at Home. From Melbourne, Australia, and I've got like 3 requests to teach kicks today. So on my Facebook I did write I'm going to talk about unsoku, and then also I was going to talk about itsuki, but that's mainly a lot more applicable to the kata. So I'll be teaching again in November, so I'll definitely talk about unsoku and itsuki as well. However, today's focus will be all the kicks you can think of for the Shotokan on. Anyway, and I just wanted to let you know, Melbourne is suffering the longest, apparently the world's worst lockdown. This is almost like 8 months. So we've been a bit crazy, not being able to go out more than 5 kilometers. And we are not going to be allowed to get out until the average of infection will be 5 people per day for 2 weeks. So, oh my God, when I'm gonna do. So anyhow, you know, spirit is with you, and I hope I can physically see you one day. But let's start, okay? Hey, let's get us. Sit up. Mokuso. Mokuso-yume, お互いに礼。よし、お願いします。キッズ。よし、OK。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、チェンジ。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、and round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forward. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One forward, one back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 反対。1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 開いて。1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5、左右。1、2、3、4、5、アップ。1、2、3、4、5、ラウンド。1、2、3、反対。1、2、3、lengthen up, feet open wide, exhale down. 1、2、3、and push the hip forward. もう一度。1、2、3 and push forward and push the hip forward, left and right. And then loosen up your scalp. You have to have loose skin around here, as well as loose jaw if you want to succeed with the kick, because my fascia from here to the leg is connected. So if you're actually tired, especially after long hours of computer work, your eye gets tired and jaw gets tired or clenching it, and then you actually won't be able to extend your leg properly. So it's very important. I do this all the time. And pull your ears. Breathing in, out, in, out. Okay, and then keep it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it down and shikodachi. Grab the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lean forward, down, forward, down, forward. And hands on your knee. Twist your shoulders. 1, 2, keeping the elbow straight. 3, 4, 5. Look, 6, 8. To your left. Keeping the posture up. Core engaged. Change to the other side. Try not to use your hands if you can. Open your hands. 1. And knee. Then push your hip that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other side. Push your hip, not the head down. It's actually the hip makes your leg flexion happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On your toes, on your heels. Move to your right. Keeping the toes up so you're actually training your balance. And hantai. A little bit wider on your knuckles. Down, forward, up. If you can capture me a bit better. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Twist your right. Twist your left. And then split. And down. Left hand up, lengthen up, making sure your hand is not in front of you, but above, along the side of your ear. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull further. Now resist a bit and further. And the other side. Make sure the sitting bone is sitting against the floor. Lengthen up. And then just make the big orbit rather than hunch forward here. And then use the other hand to pull it further. Resist a bit and go. And then turn your torso towards this side of the leg. Don't hunch it. Even if you're only flexible to this, that's still valid. But try not to go like this. That's quite against your stretching your hamstrings. So, okay, here, lengthen yourself up, elevate your torso and tummy down, not the shoulders or head. It's the tummy and pushing the hip that way. And the other side. And then flex your ankle, breathing yourself in and out from your hip joint. Hip joint has the biggest mobility joint. So use that, not your vertebrae. They only have like 5mm angle of mobility. Resist it, push the floor with your taisho and heel and knee now. Go. And release. One more. Go. And release. and come back in. And move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the side and to the side. Okay, backward, really quickly. And forward, bring fingers together. Pushing the heel forward and then elbows forward. To the back knee, hands behind you. And then pull either hands or elbow. And then resist it and release. And then diagonal. And on your heel. I'm doing all this Kanazawa Sensei's warm up because he really could do a lot of beautiful kicks. And a twist. Inhale. Exhale down. Now resist against your hands and knee. And relax and rotate. Push the toes up. Resist against it. Push it down. Resist. And roll the ankle. Stimulate your myofascia. And then the other side. Inhale. And exhale, relax. And elbow up. Toes towards your face. Elbow towards front. Face also going to the forward, not downward. Forward. Push the heel forward. And to the back. Hands behind your head. Grab either wrist or elbow. Resist against it for now. And relax. Hands behind. And go down. Again, not the head, but the torso. Or tummy down. And on your heel, push with your elbow. Resist against your elbow to the knee. So this is going that way. So I'm introducing you to a lot of PNF, just with resistance, which is quite an effective, quick way to stretch. And then lock, inhale, and exhale down. Roll the ankle. Resist against this. Resist against this. And stimulate the myofascia. Okay. Hey, say that. Hey, on your toes. Forward. Back. Side. Back. So this is making you prepare for your kick. Stretch of your koshi, of your feet. And all the way down. That's going to stretch your big toe. And then sonkyo. Tokso. Mokso yume. And push. And roll. Okay, now. Oh, by the way, last time I taught, there were quite a few questions of which uniform I was wearing. Last one that I was wearing SKIF uniform. It's called Excel. Today I'm using Hirota's Takumi. Anyhow, left leg forward, come out there, leg rise. Only 3 times. Now kick. Oh yeah, the other side. Kick. Oh yeah. Inhale. Out. In. Out. Sideways. I spoke to you last time. Hip socket is not right at the side. It's facing forward. And especially if you have deep socket, most likely of the blood of Anglo-Saxon descendants, it's often more hip socket is more forward and deeper. So try not to go completely side, a little bit more inwardly. Okay, so Yokoge is always easier for your hip socket if you go a little bit that way, not completely perpendicular to the other leg. Okay, hiya. Hey, the other side. Itch. Nip. Kick. Hiya. Hey, stare. Expand your chest. Push vegetation. On your toes and glutes tight. And relax. Backward. When you lift backwards, make sure the knee doesn't open so it doesn't become side lift. And itch. Nip. Step. Hiya. Hey, the other side. Itch. Nip. Kick. Hiya. Hey, stare. Hey, there. Hey, on your toes. And relax. はい、今日はつけ準備体操終わります。Now, I like to talk about anatomy because there's no stylist difference. It's nothing to be arguing about. Now, there are 3 things to have successful kicks. For most of the time, your success of your kick is how to use your upper torso. It's less effort of me. Yes, you do use your leg, but a lot of students fail to use the kick successfully because they put so much focus on this and forgetting about what's happening here, like lifting a shoulder, tensing in the jaw, but also how to hold the angle of your upper torso. That makes a big difference. And secondly, I want you to understand where the leg starts. So if you look at this diagram, can you see it? So this is called psoas muscle. That's connected to this iliopsoas muscle connected to femur leg bone. And this works like this. So you can see the blue line. This is agonist and antagonist. So one side, so this one is not quite kicking, you're doing this complete stretch, but just imagine leg is bent like this, yeah? This one is stretching, the red one is stretching, this one is shrinking. So arms like bicep and tricep is agonist and antagonist. So when this is shrinking, this is lengthening, this is shrinking, this is lengthening. So this works together to keep the leg up and extend, etc. So I want you to think when you're kicking, leg starts here. If you only use your quads and hamstrings, there's not enough support to complete your kick. So it's the best thing is to think is that leg starts around here. It starts from the top of the lumbar. This is end of the thoracic. This is the diaphragm. So if you can't think in that way, that's another success of your kick. And obviously agility and strength, which you always work on. Okay, so enough introduction. Let's just start with the leg rise. So hands up here, and I want you to hit your knee with the hands. Os, itch, nip, sam, shit, go, rap, shit, hatch, ko, kick, fire. So some of you may have gone that way. Some of you a lot of kids do that to make the beautiful noise, but it's not quite right. So if you think of pulling your knee up from here, then you will be able to lift the knee quite successfully to this level. Okay, this time I want you to go diagonal, which is kind of preparation for all the side facing kicks, yeah? So, this leg goes to this leg goes to that. Nip, step, shake, go, rap, shake, hatch, go, kick, hiya, and shake it off. Okay, then we always do with the kihon, yeah? This each knee, sound, each knee, sound, etc., right? So, how do we keep balance? So this part is shrinking, shrinking, lengthening. And at the same time, while I'm doing this, Yeah, the other part is also working together. So here, here works together, and then here, here works together. Get it? So this is shrinking, shrinking, lengthening, lengthening. So don't go like this. Lengthening, lengthening, and down, lengthening, lengthening. Just I'm teaching you just another way to think about it, because if you're not good at balance, this really is going to help you. So ich, knee, 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 some lengthen, she lengthen, good. And now I'm gonna extend and same lengthen and down. Knee, kick, lengthen and down. Some kick, lengthen, she, go. And up, she, hach, Q, juke, high up, and down. Hope this already helped you. Okay, then we will do the zen stretch, kamaete, hiya, and then maigiri. So here, then down. Once again, this will lengthen. Don't go like this. Then this will get tight and also get shorter. So you go and nip and some because you have to lengthen to come up here. Then kick and this. Go here and down. And the other side. It's a short class, so repetition I leave up to you to do at your own home or dojo. So lengthen this, ach, knee, nip, some. It'll also help you to avoid the knee pain, because so typical of shotokan knee pain comes from tight quads or ITB bands, because it's tightening all the time. Imagine this is lengthening, oops, as you kick. So ach and knee, nip, knee, some, she, kick, high up, and down. And then, sorry about my cat, he always wants to get into the video when I'm teaching. Now I want you to think, papa. So another important aspect you always get told by Maigiri is to have the Kakayakumi. Kakayakumi is to hug in so that your hip is ready to tilt. Yeah, so it's not the leg, because that's another typical common thing of Maigiri. You actually tend to fall backwards. That it's Kakayakumi, then hip tilt. So from here, lengthen, then only hip. So this agility is so important, yeah? So let's just awaken this hip agility from here. Tilt the pelvic floor this way, and then open the hip this way. Ich, ni, san. So you can shrink your tummy and lengthen your front of rectus. Shi, go, lock. Okay, so you can use that. Okay, just two more of this kick. Nip, sound, higher. Sorry, I did 3 times, didn't I? Another thing is this. Really relax the upper torso to do anything to do with the leg. This is not going to help you. This is going to shrink or lift. And then this part becomes loose. This part gets tight. We want to have length. And then this goes in here. If it's already shrunk here, this can't move any further. So, oh, sorry. Hey, come right there. Now I give it the other leg. So Kakayakumi, push and go back. Don't drop. Yeah? So you have the balance. And make sure to lengthen this leg as you kick. relax your hands. Shake. Okay, hoya. And then back. And just shake it off. Okay. Another thing about, like, in your grading, for example, you'll be asked to do 1, 2, 3 or 前蹴り、横蹴り、後ろ蹴り、回し蹴り、down. Yeah? Typical thing I see is that that's Itsuki. This is Itsuki. Do you know the word Itsuki? Have you ever heard the word Itsuki? I hear this quite often from Naka Sensei's seminar or Murakami Sensei of our style. It means positioning gets stuck. Your position gets stuck. Itsuku's I comes from ichi, it's a position. Tsuku is get stuck. Adhesive. So if you get like this, you're not mobile anymore. So the neck becomes so hard to move. You have to land it, yeah? But you should be able to move your leg at any time. Your gravity is there, but you're not stuck. Because you want to be able to move straight away to the next technique. So the one thing in martial arts, they often use, Itsuki is often spoken in other martial arts like Iaido. And so I want you to feel, we spoke about this in my last seminar. So make sure this is touching the ground, not like the sports kumite kind of bouncing, but it's free. You can go to any part of your foot. You can change the body weight in anywhere, and it's already there. Only the time you go stop is only the time of landing. Then you can go next one without feeling the heaviness of your body. Because if you're stuck, you have to pull it up. Get it? So just to practice that, you will do kizami maegeri. So it's not this, back and this. So this is stuck at the front. This is also stuck at the back. So you don't want to do 1, 2, 3. It is from here. So this position is free. Bam. So in other words, your joints are not tight. Go. Hiya. And change. Again. Not stuck. And one side may feel easier because we always have a bit of tight side. Okay, now let's move on to Mawashi geri. First of all, the kihon, traditional Mawashi geri, is this turn, kick, and back, yeah? So this front foot does move, but you lift the knee this way. Competition style of Mashigiri is more maigiri and then flip, so you can kind of fake it. But traditional one is the open ground, really ground one. So let's get your hip agility to this very quickly. So first I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, go now to the side. 2, 3, 4, go and 1, 2, 3, 4, go now front, side, front, side, front, side, front, side. Yeah? So this is just fa, fa. But you will end up going this way to the direction of your technique. So here, this lift and reach down. This lift, twist, bam. Obviously, I'm quite agile, so I can lift, but also I have quite a good strength, so I can keep this. That's if you move your swerve your knee level. Then you are doing the bounce up. And that's not a successful Mashigiri. You want to go bam. Yeah? So if you're not agile, this is sufficient. This is sufficient. Keep it in there. Don't lift up. A lot of my students do this. Lift, drop, swing up. Look. Lift, twist, bam. So a lot of people who's got deep hip socket find it side splits really difficult. So this is their, strength. So they want to go bam, bam, drop the knee and go up. If you want to do a traditional Mashigiri, then you just have to swing this one even further, boom. So that when the time you're kicking here, it is almost straight. So don't go against your hip anatomy. Yeah, you what you're naturally born with. However, modify this. Okay, for me, this already is enough. My turn, this is enough. For some of you, maybe this. You need to push your almost heel to your opponent. Does it make sense? So from here, boom, yeah? Okay. So if you want to do like a grading Mashigiri, like here, boom. Bring the hip forward straight away. Knee, boom, boom. So it's the agility of back foot is actually more important than this. And then, some, okay, boom. It's actually by this rather than some of, that's too slow. So here, bring back, boom. It's, the timing is like this. So, bum, bum. Yeah. Okay. Then, a lot of people want to do Uramashi, and then also Kizami Mashi, and then like competition Mashigiri. I'll leave it to after doing all the Yokoge and then doing the little bit of sports things later. Okay, so let's go to now Yokoge. So we did Sojin, so we did Keage last time, so I'll omit that. Please watch my last seminar to do the Keage. Yeah, Kekomi. So a little bit of recap. Keage is this, and then bring the knee that way. So knee going to the ceiling, and then forward, bum. That's the Keage, and you need that kind of agility in your hip joint to be able to boom. Don't hold it tight. That's the kind of key point for Keage. Kekomi, here the kneecap goes right down to the ground. Kneecap goes to the ground, and consequently my body goes that way. I'm using my glute max. Toe is completely extended down, almost like a ushirogeri. Almost, yeah. Ushirogeri is this way. Kekomi is that way. Yes. So the preparation is similar, but bam, bam. That's for the kekomi. Now, in our grading, it often be asked kibarachi. Then you're going to keage, or going to kekomi, then going that way. Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about one of the unsoku I wanted to talk is to move to the next. From here to the next. A lot of people, and this is in a teki as well as in other katas, like Goju Shiho. Typical, or super difficult because your legs is working way too tight, or too hard actually. Now, how do you do that? Now, once again, we don't want to have a Itsuki. So once you have the kime of the kibarachi, you let go of the knee. you let go. So this is free to move, almost. But of course you're not changing the foot, but you're not locking. Itsuku is locking. So it's impossible. All the weight goes to ITB band, and it's gonna be helpful for your knee and also your calf. From here, before you go, unlock it. So it's normal Itsuki, and then this. Yeah? So much easier. Then you can go from here, then bam, for Kakayage, and then Kakayakumi for the other one. The how to carry the footstep is called unsoku. Unsoku, it comes from the word hakobu, to carry on or carry, and soku is your foot. So how to basically use your step. Holds the key for the success, or how to make the life easier when you're moving. You don't want to make our life too hard, and also you want your movement look effortless rather than effortful. So the thing I want you to think about is don't get stuck. Unlock the joint, then bump. Yeah, bump. Another thing about the difference between Kakayage and Kakayakumi. Kakayakumi is the heel, yeah, and the kime you'll feel in here and here. So go. You can use the hikite or you can use this, depending on the sensei's ember. Yeah. With the Kakayage, you don't hold that long. You will be going, even just from here. Boom. It's boom. It's snap, snap, snap. So there's no holding. Bum, bum. Now, then shiro geri. Okay, let's just do in a static position. From here, Kakayakumi, hugging the knee, then push the heel. Again, when you do Kakayakumi, this lengthen, remember? Okay, don't get tightened with this. Lengthen. That doesn't mean that literally, like standing up. I just want you to relax the front quad when you do Kakayakumi. Okay, here, then your knee and knee will have a friction. And then heel will go to the opponent and toe is flexed towards your own face. Yeah, you have to keep them balanced in ushirogeri. Then the secret of balance in ushirogeri is this closure or adductor touching each other to go bang and move. Yes. So Kakayakumi kick, Kakayakumi back. Kakayakumi. So loosen this one up. Heel and bang. Also, it's so important you actually bend over your hip joint. So we spoke about bowing in last one. When you do the proper bow, you will activate your core. So if you don't do the proper bow, or this kind of bow, you don't activate the core. But if you do the proper bow from the hip joint, yeah, the torso is not affected by this action. You will have a beautiful balance. You will need this because the weight of the leg is going there, so you balance with the weight of your upper torso. You're not gonna go like this. Yeah. So if you're moving from here, check where you're going. Yeah, just on it. You don't have to go all the way because you end up kicking there. Just check here, and bang. Okay. Here, going to the other side. Not here. Still hiding your target. Go over the little bit of shoulder. Then friction, kick. Then come over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then flex your ankle and flex your toe. That's gonna really help you. So it's not a lot of ushirogeri is often like this. Imagine you're actually having impact with the toe. So that's not gonna be very nice. So it's this way. Kakayakumi is this way. Ushirogeri is this way. Quite similar, just the hip is completely this way or tiny bit this way difference. Okay, both your torso is this ushirogeri, this for yokogeri. Ushirogeri, yokogeri. Can you see the difference? Okay, torso is down. Keage, your torso is up. And then, so in us grading, we'll have things like Mawashi geri, keage, ushirogeri, Mawashi geri, and coming down. Yeah? Mae geri, keage, ushirogeri, Mawashi geri, down. Or mae geri, kakayakumi, keage, ushirogeri, Mawashi geri, down, etc. You can combine anything you want, but it tests your balance, yeah? So once again, with this kind of combination, the secret is how not to lock your supporting quads. If you start feeling the shake, usually this is so you lose your balance actually. So every time you execute and then stop doing the Itsuki, first instinct you just like, I don't want to lose balance, I don't want to lose balance. It actually gets stuck with your feet. You actually have to think there is like a piece of paper there, so you can move, so you can move. At the same time, even though you're not moving, I want you to still think that you're not stuck there. And maigiri, yeah, light, and keage, keeping it light. Ushirogeri, keeping it light. Mawashi-geri, so you can turn, come back. Let's do kakayakumi as well. And come back. Then you saw how kind of relaxed. One of my friends who was a kata champion in SKF World Championship for a few times, what she's been taught by the coach is to keep this side. Anything below your elbow joint, relax. Any fractional tension here will make you lose your balance and lose your speed. So keep this part, even if you're making kind of fist, except for the, you know, the moment of the punch, you make the fractional tension, but after that, just keep it free. Then you can actually have a balance. So even if you're being told to do this kind of position for the, grading, this, even I can't even lift my leg. So relax, and pump, and pump, and pump, and pump, and down. So keep this free, especially deltoid front. Relax. Okay. I think here now I should go to Uramashi and Kizami Mawashi. Okay. Now, so Kizami Mawashi. Obviously, just like this, yeah, your supporting leg is now important. So this, can you see? This is gonna be the key. You don't wanna come up to, obviously, it's here, bum. Yep. Okay, obviously if you have like opponent, bum, bum, is fine. But for the shape of it, it's this. So let's practice this. So I'll just face this so you can see. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you know you are not good at side split, then you do need even more here. You really do, because then you'll be actually pretty much better at turning out than turning in. Turning out is this way, turning in is this way. Okay, so this is turning out here. So rotate your heel towards your shoulders. Neck, up, cheek, up, touch, go, jab. And then here, neck, up, check, go. Yeah. Now, so to keep the body weight, yeah. You don't want to go. You want to move this body weight as you kick, it's already kind of at the back. Although you are in zenkusachi, it's still already at the back. So not leaning or itsuku to the front leg, but a little bit, sort of in the, as I said, floating. So pang. And then this will bow. This back will bow. If you want to go higher and higher, this has to bow. Not the neck, sorry, I did a kakayakumi. Yeah, so this hip joint has to be going further that way. So here, this is the bang. 1, 2, 3, and bang. And another thing is, avoid this. This comes actually even more forward. If I go this, I'll go backwards. All my body weight shifts. So this typical thing I see, because they want to do it, they lift everything up. But actually it's not going to help anything. It's actually better you go that way while you're, because you can't avoid a tiny bit of leaning back here, because you're going that way. So you put your hands forward to balance. Then you can go, yeah? You don't want to pull your hand back. All right, now, Uramashi, yeah. So, Jodan Uramashi, yes, it does require splits. So, let's talk about Chudan Kagigeri. Kagi is a hook. Oops. Actually, I just need a water, excuse me. Okay, so first I want you to grab onto something, especially if you're not that confident in Uramashi. Ni, out, ich, yeah? Ni, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is a lot of glute max workout. So if you really kind of find it, hold it there, and knee likes to go down, you do need to train your muscle. Because this is only 90 degrees, so it's not much of flexibility issue, as in like a joint flexibility issue. Could be muscular. If you have a tight quad, you may find it this difficult, yeah? So then you need to do the stretch on your quads. But if you can't sustain it, if it's difficult, then your glute max is too weak. There are heaps of booty works out, so you can find it on YouTube. So put the glute max and work for it. Okay, so the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it there and then down. Okay? Now, so this is for the Chudan. When you come out from this, once again pay attention to this foot. I go from here. So your knee goes just behind, well, just beside of your opponent, and boom, and your kick. This is more effective in the real, especially if you're wearing shoes. Your heel can really kick the back of your spine. Obviously not for competition or the training against your friend, but you know, even if you don't have a flexibility to show it off like a competitor's, but is actually really effective one. Even if you're like doing like this, you know, with your hand, you know, leg can go up, boom, to do that. Yeah, so this is the base of the Uramashi. When you're doing here, you will need also the strength in your oblique. Okay, now let's go a little bit more higher. Okay, so this is more to the shoulder level. So here, lift your knee and a hook. Lift your knee yeah? Then hook. You want to go a bit like this. Bit like this, not completely sideways. Walk, okay? Then you gradually aim for higher and higher. So you're gonna go down a bit, lift your knee, boom. Go down, down, down. So you have the, again, don't get stuck with it. Okay. Yep. If this is easier to see, I'm just gonna hold it short. Knee goes up, hook, back, hook, back. I'm doing the heel kick right now because this is not the highest kick. When you want to go really, really high, then use your toe. Okay, so just boom to the head. You go down, then your leg can go up to your potential, yeah? So you can go from here, boom, and then the important thing is you're gonna bring it back down very quickly. Now, how are you gonna do spinning Mawashi? Now, from here, your body's facing this way. A lot of people struggle because you start doing kick already when your body is that way. So to practice, turn around, scratch. If you're doing in front of your mirror or video, scratch your own arm. This will help you to get body angle correct. And then you can go boom. So this is for the spinning Uramashi. Here, boom. Scratch your own eyes. And boom, boom. Yes. And then you go faster and faster, etc. Yes. To get the beautiful shape and to be able to do right strength. I'm not a really kumite competitor, so I have a less experience of that. But one of my students who are super good at kumite, not necessarily kata, she's not that flexible, but her Uramashi is superbly fast. She brings, her legs are very strong, and boom, and the back, and it comes out. Obviously, she's also taller than me, so she can really intimidate the opponent. And then you go, boom, and that's really beautiful to watch, yeah? But if you don't have the balance, go it first, and then boom. Make sure you don't go like this, because arm and the knee will like to walk together, so you go like that. So if you're here, drop your elbow, yeah? And then do the Uramashi. Okay, now, another thing I have not been talking about when you're doing kick, especially those Uramashi, once again, remember leg comes from here, not from here. If you stretch way too much from here, it doesn't go up. Sensei, what am I doing wrong? Because they're trying to kick from here. Think of here, this, and I'm kicking from here. Yeah? Kicking. So that's why the oblique can work as well. Bam. Then you can go really round. So you have to really think of the leg extending from here, leg extending from here, leg extending from here, here, all of that. Then you have so much better balance. Okay, now, now another thing about kick is your breath. So in traditional sense, if you want to do like, you breathe out in this end of the technique, yeah? But if you want to do really fast kick, yeah, so it actually becomes heavy and it slows you down. So you want to kind of, you're actually not exhaling at the point of contact if you want to keep going, yeah? Keep it quite light, like for the competition, for example. So you don't want to knock somebody out, but you want to bring the foot very quickly, right? If you want to knock out, if you're doing makiwara, totally different story. But if you want to control your kick, swords punch, yeah, is very strong, but it doesn't continue. It's just a point of kime. That's why it's decisive moment. But if you want to go, yeah, you can't go like that heavy. So let go of the breath. So I'm doing not like a kime moment. Yeah, if you want to, like, for example, sometimes sensei makes you kick 1,000 times. If you do exhalation by 10 times, you'll be like that. So what you have to do is I'm still breathing, but not making at every technique. If it's continuous, you have to make continuous breath. That's gonna make your leg lighter. Yeah, it's heavy, effective to do at the right moment, but you can't do that at every moment. You're gonna get exhausted. Man, if you knock that person out, that's fine, but it's not necessarily what you always want. Yeah, so change your breath. That's gonna make, so let's practice the breath. So first I want you to just do the maigiri, like really heavy ski kind of maigiri. Now I want you to, then as you exhale, you're already kicking. Tired if I'm going and you don't see my breath either. Yeah, and so it's not an easy thing to figure out what's going on. I made a few videos about it, and if you're curious, please go to highkickchick.com. But here. Yeah, if you wanna go with the next technique following, you don't wanna have a kime at the kick, yeah? So practice this kind of breath. Okay, now just for the last, so I want you to go for kind of more kihon kind of thing. So, geran barai, maegiri, oizuki. Geran barai, gyakuzuki, maegiri, oizuki. Let's just do that. Here, geran barai kamaete, hidari kamaete, ayo. Gyakuzuki, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So once again, this one has the 2, 3, yeah? You don't want to finish in the first technique. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this one can have a decisive one. You ground it and then release. And that when you're releasing, you are not Itsuki. This one, yes, and then let go of the, like a tentacle feeling of the foot to the ground. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and yeah. And then that will release everything you got. So then you don't have big wall between kata to kumite kata, because one can influence the other as long as you can cooperate when you need this kime kind of thing or continuous kind of movement. One last thing I wanted to do, so I will do like handstand is one of the most interesting one as a beginner's kata, because that's the first time you'll start with ko kutsudachi, then zen kutsudachi, kibadachi, and then oizuki, zen kutsudachi, and you have to move in the same line, and that's very advanced stuff. We often talk about embusen starting and ending at the same spot, but we also within the technique, if you're a black belt, you know, if you're going that direction, your spinal line should maintain to the direction of your delivery. So from here, this is my middle line, center line here, and then you go pitch, yeah? So this is in my kokusu center line. Then you go, if you get this foot is stuck, yeah? If it's kick, your center line suddenly goes there. So, how to avoid that? So make sure this is not stuck. So unsok can, yeah? Did you see that I actually shuffled a tiny bit to the side to maintain my center line here? Yeah? And then again, when you go to this kibadachi, if this is stuck, you end up going that way. Yeah, this is a typical one the students often get struggled. So from here, down, you want to go into this center line. So when you're shifting, yeah, weight is more on the front leg, but don't get stuck. You go, boom, yeah? And then again, when you go to the final one, if this is stuck, your knee's gonna suffer. So same as what I showed you in the kibadachi kind of thing, you loosen it. Or if your hip socket is deep, you can also go that way. Yeah? So am I here? So you can turn this way. Yeah? So you can practice like this, and then just loosen up the hip joint. So that way. Or you can feel this way collapsing. Then your center line is, you can't see my foot. From here, armpit is dropped, and hiya! Yeah, so my center line is still in this middle grid. So, yeah, the last one doesn't have any kick, but this kind of hip agility is not necessarily right. It's a right word, but often a lot of people think agility as flexibility. It's how mobile it can be. So everyone can be agile. How much degree is different, but it shouldn't get stuck. It should go against how you're born with. Just a quick recap. Hip joints are different in angle in every single person. Your neck of the femur are different in every single person. How deep your hip socket, this is shallow, this is deep, are different. How long the neck of the femur are different. These factors all affect your flexibility capacity. You can all be more flexible than how you started, but agility, yeah, how fast you can move is a matter of how you use your body. Yes? I think that's the time now. Okay, I could get ready, set up. うございました。起立。As I said at the beginning, Melbourne is having the world's worst lockdown, I heard. It's very, very long, although the number of infected patients are probably quite low compared to other countries. However, our health condition is restriction is very, very tight. So obviously people like me, or other dojo instructors who's, their living is quite affected with, a lot of gym instructors, etc., because we can't run the business as per normal. So this, I've got, if you felt like you get something out of me and if you want to learn further, there are a lot of things that I'm offering from my website, which is highkickchick.com. So please visit. I'm not doing a commercial promotion, but if you felt that you want to learn further from me, there are options available and that can probably help me and help others in the state of Victoria. And I think, this is the opportunity to help each other. So if there is an opportunity to, raise your voice, I think it's important we do, and then I hope one day I can physically meet you and travel outside. Okay, 終わります。Feel free to write questions. I'm more than happy to answer.